I'm Jett Murray, and here on a positive note, we highlight the most heartwarming stories from all around our tri-state that move and inspire us. Now, a business on Long Island just had its life breathed right back into it. If you're from or live around Glen Cove, New York, you've definitely heard of Southridge Deli. I mean, it's only been a community staple for what, like the last 100 years? Well, that historical treasure was almost lost forever. But it's back, and maybe even better thanks to its new owners.
East Avenue in Glen Cove is your typical suburban street, but tucked between two small homes is something that made this block unique.
You needed an onion or a can of soup, your ma sent you up here on the bike to get one.
Eddie Havoc grew up just a few blocks from the new Junior's Deli and Modern Market. This unique neighborhood store has been around for more than a century, serving folks in Glen Cove. Now it's rebuilt, renovated, and ready for the next 100 years.
It's the only store around here, so definitely very important. You don't have to drive all the way into town to go get your stuff. You can just come right here.
Antonio McGinnis and Sebastian Lopero both grew up in the neighborhood and frequented the store as kids, which then was called the Southridge Deli. When they saw the owner was selling the building, they said they had to save it. A unique part of Glen Cove's history, now reborn with a modern look.
It would be a person every day trying to walk into the deli while we're renovating, asking if we're open yet.
You know, sometimes new owners will truly put their blood, sweat, and tears into renovating old businesses like this. And believe it or not, in this case, it's actually true. Sebastian tells me he seriously injured himself here once running to the store when he was a kid.
The owner actually patched me up, which was really nice of him. So it's always, like you said, blood, sweat, and tears, literally. This deli is a part of my life.
Sebastian and Antonio have big plans for the deli, and neighbors say they're glad it's back.
Without this store, there was just something missing. You know, we're all so glad it's back.
The new owners say they even plan to serve hot food at the deli, an option that was never available in the old business. Here's to 100 years more. Now, a kitty cat in New Jersey is looking for a forever home to spend its last few lives in. This fur baby was born in 1969 and weighs nearly 1,000 pounds. You're probably not going to believe it until you see it, so let's hit the road for Belleville, New Jersey.
52 years I have this cat.
You had it for 52 years?
Yeah. Everybody called me crazy, man.
Meet Billy Moriarty, self-described animal lover. And yeah, Billy's had the same cat for 52 years. And here she is, all 1,000 pounds of her. A few holes in her fiberglass coat, but still solid. After all these years, Moriarty's putting his giant cat, which he says started life as a Macy's Thanksgiving parade float, up for adoption.
Yep. And I was just hoping that somebody will find a good home, or I could find a good home for it. That's all. I never want to get it destroyed.
See, Billy and his big cat have been around the block a few times, got a few stories to tell. Moriarty was a 22-year-old truck driver when he was called to the old Macy's Parade workshop in Weehawken, where old floats were being discarded.
I took out Cinderella's castle and brought it to the dump and dumped it. I took out the big dinosaur. Boom, and I watched it get crushed by the bulldozers.
But when the cat with the Santa hat was loaded onto his truck, well, Billy couldn't bear to bring it to the crusher. Instead, he took it to Joe's truck stop on Tunley Avenue in Jersey City, where it sat on the roof for a decade or so. When the business went under, there was a run-in with a guy from the bank who tried to seize it.
Gold rings on, El Dorado. He goes to me, "Oh, what are you doing with the cat?" I said, "What am I doing with the cat? That's my cat."
There were some tense moments. Billy threatened to back his big kitty right over the guy's caddy, and some other stuff happened.
See the phone wires? I took them down with the cat's tail. Oh man, that day was funny, boy.
But Billy got his cat back. He moved it to his friend's business, Cliffy's Clocks in Jersey City, where it sat atop the building for decades, becoming a well-known roadside attraction.
I left it up there till his wife started, finally got disgusted with it up there and made me take it down.
There were a few more stops before he brought it to his current workplace, a truck parts warehouse hard against the railroad tracks here in Belleville.
But this is the 6th time I moved my cat, 6 times. It's only got 3 more lives left. The cat's got 9 lives, right?
He's hoping the next move is more permanent. Moriarty wants to donate it to a non-profit animal shelter or animal welfare organization. Thinks it might look nice on the lawn or on a roof to cheer folks up.
If they put it on their property and people come take pictures, or donate to the dog food, to the cat food. That's all I'm asking for. I love animals. That's what I'm talking about. If I could I can't donate money to them. I can't donate. If I could give them the cat to make money, I'm happy.
Yeah, there's been so many chapters to the story of Billy Moriarty's big cat. This thing's a survivor. Somehow, I doubt this is the end of the line.
Someday, if you ever think that maybe, you'll find the right home for someday. Yeah.
Well, you guys, all of that wishful thinking finally paid off because the 1,000-pound fiberglass cat found a new home at the Blue Arrow Farm in Warwick, New York. The farm is an entertainment facility / animal sanctuary in the Hudson Valley. Employees there caught that last story that you just watched on News 12 and knew they had to bring him home. They bought the kitty from Billy and say it'll be on display for years to come. I love a happy ending. And that brings us into today's Did You Know? Did you know the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is back on this year in its original form? This Thanksgiving Manhattan sky is going to be painted with floating characters once again. And crowds are welcome back to cheer them on. 9 performance groups, 10 marching bands, 15 balloons, 28 floats, 36 novelty and heritage inflatables, over 800 clowns, and of course, one jolly old St. Nick. It's the 95th annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, an event that you just cannot miss. Reading, writing, arithmetic, and reverse warrior pose? An elementary school in Marble Hill, Brooklyn added relaxation and meditation to its fall curriculum to help students become more zen. We got to hear from some of them on how these new lessons are exercising their mind and their body.
Juliet Sanchez is only 7, but she knows what to do when she gets frustrated or things just don't go quite her way.
I breathe in and then count 5 seconds and then breathe out.
It's a relaxation technique students at PS 207 practice as part of their school day.
When I have lots of negative thoughts, the yoga can push away those thoughts and come positive thoughts.
Students K to 5th grade have been taking yoga since the beginning of the school year. The Marble Hill Elementary School added the ancient Indian discipline to its fall curriculum.
I like yoga because it's really relaxing and gives me a positive mindset.
The school staff spent several months during the summer transforming the space into the school's first of its kind mindful movement and meditation room for students and teachers to practice yoga, which combines physical postures, breathing, and meditation exercises to build a healthy mind, body, and spirit.
How beneficial it is for students to really take that time to slow down and better understand what's going on the inside so that they can heal and grow on the outside.
Researchers all over the world are looking at the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on general stress. The chief of psychology for the Department of Psychiatry at Yale University in Connecticut is a strong advocate for practicing mindfulness like this to combat that stress. Now, there's another young person in our tri-state doing something therapeutic with her time. 16-year-old Soraya Fofana, also known as Ray Ray, is a young author from Hillsborough, New Jersey, who wrote a book about inclusion. Ray Ray paints a self-portrait is based on her experiences as a Senegalese immigrant. Through race, culture, and diversity, it tells her story of trying to fit in and learning about who she really is. Best of all, Soraya is donating all of the proceeds from her book to an organization called Kind Cotton, which promotes childhood literacy. Now, soon, the holiday season will be back upon us, and I hope you're not planning to wait until the last minute to get your loved ones their gifts. But if you are, I just might have the thing to get you moving. Oprah Winfrey recently released her Favorite Things 2021 gift list, and a company from Brooklyn made the cut. LB Homes' 8-piece stack and store baking set caught the mogul's eye this year. The small business bakeware company is based out of East New York. LB Homes' team says it's an honor to be named on Oprah's holiday gift list.
It is the list that trumps all other lists. You just can't compare it to anything else, and we're seeing that on the sales side of things, on feedback we're getting, new customers coming to our brand that we've never sold to before.
Now, I guess this recognition was just the boost that they needed because LB Homes says they plan to launch another space-saving product for the kitchen as soon as the holidays wrap up, so be on the lookout for that one. Now, the bakeware set might be the perfect toy for grown-ups, but trust me, I haven't forgotten about our kiddos. Let's take a look at how a special toy drive is spreading holiday cheer in Peekskill, New York. Westchester Cars and Coffee teamed up with the Peekskill Youth Bureau to feed Chuckzilla all sorts of toys for the Peekskill kids this holiday season. The Westchester Cars and Coffee community took on the task of gathering and delivering the toys. The Youth Bureau will distribute all the nice gifts to their new loving owners. If you missed the toy drive, don't even sweat it. Westchester Cars and Coffee is holding another event, their last event of the season, on Sunday, November 21st from 8 to 10 a.m. It's a Thanksgiving food drive, and you can find more information about it on news12.com. Now, staying in Westchester, a different kind of fundraiser got people moving for a great cause. Jett Diaz is a 13-year-old baseball player from New Windsor, New York. He was diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor. His baseball coach, Joe Voltaire, decided to lead a fundraiser to help Jett and his family out financially.
A month ago, I got a call from Jett's dad, and we kind of figured out what this diagnosis was, and I just decided I had to do something to help.
We appreciate everything that's been done for Jett. He's a brave guy, he's got a big fight ahead of him, but he's not battling alone.
Absolutely not. We see he has a whole team full of loyal supporters.